Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Do I have a delicious treat for you tonight? Today, we are going to have a couple of rank 1 Cataclysmic Gladiator Warlocks. A Destruction Warlock and an Affliction Warlock. And if you're wondering, well, how can you have two rank 1 Cataclysmic Gladiator Warlocks? And why the hell are there so many people in Durotar now? There used to be no one when you were dueling. Well, because the answer is, I transferred to, Tichondria's Horde, where all the pros went, because my goal, if I haven't said this already, is to be the #1 enhance in the world. And you might not see that in these first few duels I'm doing. But the way I do it is I just keep dueling until I figure out how to beat something, figure out how something works. And this Champagne's will be my first opponent. He just beats me and gets up on his Cataclysmic Gladiator Drake mount. What a boss. But this duel just opened up strong. First few I just trinketed stupid crap and I didn't get any of my CCs off, get into my next. My nice signature hex into capacitor stun, pull out my wolves, just start opening up early with the pressure. And I don't you want to alright, so first of all, trinket full fears and ground full fears. Don't worry about the smaller ones typically. What you really want to do is keep yourself topped off as much as you can, but you have to really use your cooldowns only when you need them, and know when you need them. He uses his demon soul right there, which I just purged it, which was kind of a waste. So his chaos bolt there just did nothing, and I just healed through it after with my full maelstrom procs after Shadow Fury. There are a few buffs on Destruction Warlocks. When they take melee or physical damage attacks, they can get instant cast Incinerates. They have this other buff that stacks up a lot. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but just purge it. The one you need to worry about the most is the Purple Burning Man, which is their Demon Soul or something like that. I think it gives them more crit, which increases the damage of their Chaos Bolt massively. Really, honestly, I don't even want to be talking about what's going on in the duels, because I just want to sit there and watch them, because a lot of them were totally awesome, completely fun. But I'm going to try to comment on them, what happens. I went as an Astral Shift spec with Ancestral Swiftness because the instant hexes are awesome, and Astral Shift because Enhance really only dies to burst for the most part. That's the thing we need to work. We can heal ourselves plenty through constant pressure. Oh, and I went healing Tide Totem too, because it just does a ton. And if you have Totem Projection, you can heal it, or you can hide it. So I pop by Fire Elemental. The pressure that I've been doing all day had just warmed down, and I beat him that first time. The first time I won. This is later in the day, as you can tell. It's nighttime outside. Isn't that lovely? Yes. He gets a short port, but I move my capacitor and get the stun off him anyways. Healing Rain, you should do that when you have full procs and you're at relatively high health, just so you can keep yourself at high health. His curses, Warlock's curses, you want to decurse as often as you can, and I don't do a good job at that in these duels. When I do the Affliction lock, he just has Curse of weakness up on me almost all the time, because I'm just thinking about so much other stuff that I kind of forget about it. But the Chaos Bolts, I just used Rage and Astral Shift, and Astral Shift after that Chaos Bolt actually hit me, which I should have used at least Astral Shift before. Astral Shift's off the global cooldown, and you can use it while silenced, so that's kind of the benefits of that. Hex's next Chaos Bolt, you want to use your Hex. Well, it's odd. Hex timings you can either use them when they Unending Resolve, which is what they use right here, makes immune to interrupts, and it reduces their damage they take by 50%. He kind of wasted it here, I think, because he should be using it when he uses Chaos Bolts to make them uninterruptible, and when I'm actually doing damage to him, like when I have my pets out. You want to, so the way Destruction Warlocks work is they generate, with most of their abilities, they generate embers, and the embers are used for either Chaos Bolts or the Ember Tab, which heals them like 30% of their HP, which is a lot. So if you're doing damage to them, good amount of damage to them, then they won't be able to Chaos Bolt as much or at all. And I still have my level 384 weapons. These guys are both with their 2200 elite Cataclysmic weapons. So I'm doing crap damage. They're doing a lot of damage. If I had the weapons, I'd probably be doing a lot more damage. Be able to put a lot more pressure on them. And with my heals, it'll just all adds up. Especially against any class that can heal. You know, gear, long-term fights, it just all adds up. And I isolate him, and he goes down. Now this duel was awesome. I'm gonna try to comment on what goes on in this duel. This was, I think this is the one. It was incredibly fun. So I hex when I had my shear down, kind of. I know it wasn't this, it was the next one, but this was pretty good too. But I project the capacitor to his port and get him on that quite nicely. I waste my astral shift here because Fat Fingers I changed because of the way my buttons work. I sometimes astral shift and my healing stream totem is on the same buttons, and I kind of, since after astral shifts on off the global cooldown, I kind of pressed it on accident and wasted it. So he gets me into fear. He has his demon soul up, and he just drops me from 100 to 0 with, I think it was like 2 conflagrates, 2 incinerates, and the chaos bolt. And that all happened because it takes a while for the chaos bolt to fly, so he casted like 4 spells in the duration that the chaos bolt was actually flying, or 2, and then maybe 2 one at the same time at that hit, and then one after. So this is the really good duel that we had. It's quite long. I think I turned off the music. I turned off my music for it because I was listening to crap. Let's see. I think he's gonna port. So I was gonna take my capacitor to the port, but he didn't, and I wasted the capacitor. Now he does port. He's doing some pretty good damage to me. I don't know if he has embers built up yet because he's not casting his chaos bolts quite yet. My damage on him was okay. I still have that curse on me. I need to take that out, so I popped my wool because I probably could have popped him earlier because it still wasn't topped off. I had my trinket. I dodged that chaos bolt, got behind him. He fears me, and he's chaos bolting me now. I'm at full health. He doesn't have his demon soul, so it doesn't do too much. It's half my health, but it's not too much. It's not all my health with a bunch of other instant casts. I don't have my my add-on to show me my Maelstrom procs after I transferred, so I'm kind of winging my Maelstrom procs. He counterspells me on, I think I was trying to hex him there, so I drop my healing tide totem, I think kind of out of fear maybe. He just kills it. Let's see, what else? I hex his unending resolve, which is good, really good. So he doesn't get any free casts and get into my capacitor stun. I draw my fire elemental and I back away because I think he's gonna AoE fear, but doesn't quite yet. Just ports. Now I'm getting to him. And the AoE fears now, I believe. Yes, there it is. I can tremor it. I'm getting kind of low, but I do have my heals proccing. I still have that curse on me. You gotta take that curse off you. He's forced to Ember Tap. Because he's getting low, so he can't do his chaos bolts as much, which is good for your survivability, good for your chances. He has to create a health stone in the middle of it. The health stones do a lot. Over time they just heal him a ton. I think it's like 50% of his health. I shouldn't really hard casting. He used the sacrifice tomb. He counterspelled me on my hard cast, and that also screwed up my projection. Probably shouldn't really hardcast against the Warlock unless you know that his counterspell is down. But he sacrificed the Fell Hunter, so he has the counterspell built into himself. There, I decursed myself finally, but he just puts it back on it right after. Pushes it back on me right after. There's the port. I have my hex up still because it was counterspell. I've never used it again. And I haven't been using my Stormlash. I don't use my Stormlash in all these duels, which is bad. There's a chance that I could get a kill that I don't use it at. On this one, let's see, he's getting pressure, but he uses that this ability. I don't know if this is usable in arenas. It just does a ton of healing to him over time, and it's no way to stop it. I can't burn it or anything, and it just happens. If he had a pet out, it would heal him too. I'm doing pretty good on my cooldowns. I have my rage back up. I have astral shiftness up. I frick up that projection on my capacitor. But so I ground. He pops his demon soul, and I put the grounding down so he cancel that chaos bolt. I trinket and instant hex him on his next chaos bolt cast, and he's forced to use that ember on an ember tap to heal himself. I still, let's see, he jukes my shears a lot. A lot of times I just shear automatically. I need to be more reactive to jukes. I'm DR'd on fear. I'm fully DR'd on fear, so now I'm immune to fears. There's this port. I drop my capacitor. Get the boot. I'm getting dangerously low, but I get a heal off. He trinkets and he ember taps himself. That would have been a good time to. Probably would have been a good time to drop a capacitor or Stormlash. I hex his unending resolve again. I ground his fears. You need to be careful. You probably only want to ground his fears when you think you're going to be in trouble. I get into a smoke bomb there, too. And someone else's smoke bomb, and it messes up his Chaos Bolt cast. But yeah, you want to ground maybe fears if you think it's going to be bad, or it's an opportune time, and Chaos Bolts. Like, I think I would waste some grounding totems on like stupid crap. Did he cancel that cast? I don't know what happened. I forget what happened there. I don't know why that canceled. But I get him into a capacitor, and I'm getting him really low. I have my wolves up. Should be popping. Yeah, there we go. He uses that massive healing thing again, and he just doesn't go down. I really wish I had my weapons. He probably would have been dead a few times if I had my weapons, perhaps. But I get into half fear, massive chaos bolt on my way. I have to rage, and I'm healing myself, but I get counterspelled. I think I instant hex him here. Yes, sir. And I just desperately trying to keep myself up. Get my capacitor down. Get him to get stunned just when I'm at 0%. Heal myself up a bit. Oh, but Tremors, I'm looking for something. I probably could have dropped my Stormlash, and maybe might have been able to kill him there. I don't know. But that was just super exciting. I love that duel. It's a good one. So this next one is more of a culmination of what I'm learning more and more. He's probably learning more and more about me too. But decides to unending resolve Chaos Bolt, and I just hex him out of it. I think I do drop my capacitor soon, but he's still doing a ton of damage to me. I'm not exactly sure how. He just has a lot of instant cast. You need to purge that instant. What is it? Conflagrate? No, not conflagrate. Incinerate. Instant cast incinerate more. Jukes my shear. Ground the next fear. I still have my trinket up. Full counter or trinket that full fear. He gets me with that chaos bolt and try to get behind him and dodge it, but I get full master procs up anyway, so it doesn't really do much. I considered letting a warlock chaos bolt you. Like if you're doing damage, you have wolves out. If you think you have if you have full maelstrom procs or something, you're at good health. I think you should just try letting the chaos bolt hit you. Or I'm gonna try that sometime, because it uses up his ember, and then if he uses up his ember, then he can't use it to heal himself, which is probably why he gets so low. He uses his unbound will. It costs him 20% HP to get out of that hex. Then he just gets in a stun. But yeah, consider letting yourself get hit by chaos bolts if you know that you're in a good spot. If you have like healing tied up or full maelstrom procs or whatever, because it takes up his own defenses, and it'll help you put even more pressure up on him if you can just heal through it, keep yourself up. My fire elemental's totem's back. He's just been whacking on him like a boss. I don't know if that last duel I used fire elemental at all. I think he tried to fear me. I think I'm fully DR'd on fear, so I'm immune to it. And he goes down. So this is Jido. He's the other Cataclysmic gladiator warlock from some other server that transferred here with the rest. He beat me the first duel, but I wasn't recording it, so this is the second duel that we're doing. There's his unending resolve. I think I hex it. Yes, sir. And I have my capacitor down. And yeah, I did get him. Get him the capacitor right after. One thing I didn't notice until like third or fourth time I was dueling him was that he has Soul Link, and Soul Link is that purple kind of shroud buff on him, and it makes the damage completely split between him and his pet, and which is really good for us, because like I could be just attacking his pet here, building a Maelstrom procs and doing a lot of damage to him, but I wasn't. So you can treat him like a hunter and just it won't treat him like a Soul Link Warlock and just whack on his pets the entire time, really, like especially when you have a hex on him. But also he keeps up his curse of weakness on me the entire time, and I'm just like not decursed myself a lot of the times just because I'm not paying attention to it as much. But it does a lot. It reduces my total damage probably by like 15% maybe, depending. And I mess up my capacitor stun. Or, yeah, that port. I'm not sure exactly how. I don't remember how. But I take out my fire elemental. I forget to hide it after the sphere, and he just kills it. Kills the totem like a smart guy. But he's pretty low. He can't friggin' Ember Tap like the Destruction Warlocks can. And he's just under quite a bit of pressure, though it does do quite a bit of damage to me, I think, in a little bit. He still gets me down to about half. He ports, and now I decide to attack his pet just because it's there. And I decide, okay, I'm gonna kill his pet. And then he dies. I go, oh. That's when I realize, oh, he has Soul Link. That's what his spec did. Let's say this next duel, I think he kind of destroys me. Or he does, yeah. Oh yeah, I mess up a lot of stuff in this duel. Alright, so when do I get a hex? Oh, I don't get a hex yet. Okay, now I get a hex. And I'm on his bed a bit. And I thought I dropped capacitor right after hexing, but I didn't. And I transported my totems anyways. And then I dropped capacitor. But then my totemic projection's on cooldown. So my capacitor misses, he gets wasted, and he's Malefic Grasp, or he's Unbound Will, Malefic Grasping, and doing all kinds of stuff. He pops his trinket. I think I don't pop my Astral Shift or Shamanistic Rage, and I just get counterspelled with all my cooldowns up, basically. I did my Healing Tide, I thought, oh, that's gonna be enough, but no, it wasn't enough. I needed to use my Rage or Shift. I could have easily done that, but it didn't, so it went down. Next duel, I think this is going to be the last one. This is one that I know that he has a Soul Link. I'm just going to treat him like that. Treat him like a Soul Link Warlock. Because the other ones, he has bubbles on you. The other ones, kind of, if he has that bubble ability, you can kill his pet sometimes. But in total, he won't last as long if he has the shield ability. So I guess we're pretty low there. I think he blanket counterspelled me. I could have dropped a Healing Tide totem, so that was kind of scary. If he counterspelled me, I might have actually died in that if I wasn't able to react and get my totems down quick enough. But now I do get my totem down, get my heals off, and just get my procs, do as much damage as I can. What else? I did already use my wolves. Get my excellent hex on him, and I just kill his pet. And I kill a friggin' wild mature swine too, cause I mistake him for the pig. No. And yeah, so he ports away. I root himself on my way. Just get little hits on the pet. Just doing all kinds of damage. I think I grounded several of his haunts. What is it called? It's haunt? Yeah. I grounded that last haunt and I think a few more before. So just that extra damage I was doing to his pet just wears him down and lets me take him out. So that's pretty much how you deal with Warlocks. Those were some awesome duels, really fun. I liked them a lot, and I liked watching them too. So hope you guys maybe learned something. I don't know if I actually taught too much, maybe some. But yes, hope you guys can learn from this. I had a few requests for Warlocks, so hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna have a few more videos before Mist comes out, and then I'm just gonna be leveling I have 2 shamans. I'm gonna level both of them. I'm just gonna go hardcore enhancement, man. So stay tuned. I have a few war games. I got some 3v3 war games. I'm probably gonna post before the X-Pack release is released. So look forward to those. And I don't know if I'm gonna do mage duels. Oh yeah, and warlocks are basically the same up until 90. Not really much changes. They get the demonic portal, and you don't really need to worry about the level 90 talents. So they don't really do too much. It's not too much you have to worry about. So yeah, it should be everything now should basically apply to that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Adios.